So let's talk about the bass guitar sound. I use Ibanez Talman bass with flat wound strings on it. Pretty much always record it DI, and then from there do kind of all my processing in the box to shape the sound. Although I do actually like using a little bit of EQ and compression on the way in. So I have a kind of Neve 1073 style EQ and really just crank a lot of mid-range. I think it's the 1.6K mid-band. I'll crank that up and then I'll run it through the 1176 and compress it maybe 5 or 6 dB on the way in. And that gets me actually pretty close to the sound I want. And then kind of later we'll add more distortion and a little bit of extra tweaking to the sound. So here's the sound of the raw bass recording. And here's where it ended up after processing. Yeah, so you can definitely hear I played with a pick. I usually don't. I usually like the sound of picking with my fingers more, but on this one it just sounded better. It was more percussive and blended with the guitars better. Again, kind of the magic sauce here is distortion. So Decapitator, our favorite friend, I'm going to bring that in so you can hear what that's doing. See a mix of like maybe 60%. And then from there, it's just kind of some EQ shaping, scooping out some mid-range, boosting lows, and then right around 1K or 1500 hertz is kind of the ideal place to bring out some presence in the bass. So that's something I'll often do. So we can hear it with the EQ. Without. With. So yeah, it just gets a lot less boxy sounding. And then compression, again, the 160 just has a really cool attack character. It works really well to kind of just make things feel more aggressive. And then, yeah, a little more EQ. And this is what I do often with drums, kick drum and bass to get them to blend is sidechain the kick to the bass. This is just if you want the kick drum to really be more dominant in your mix. This can really help to make sure the kick drum's not getting masked. It sort of always stays on top. And then lastly, just a little bit of stereo width. This is kind of a cool effect. I'll do a really short slap delay, roll off all of the low end below like 400 hertz. And so yeah, about 50 milliseconds on one side, 40 on the other. And then add a little bit of chorus after that. So I'm going to play this back without that in, and then I'll bring in the send. It just adds a more 3D quality to it, like it's not a DI recording. Makes it sound a little bit more like a bass recorded through an amp in a room. And there you go. That's the bass guitar. These days